Raider Nation, brace yourselves for this bombshell. Greg Olson is back in Las Vegas. For the third time in his career, he's returning to our beloved franchise, now working under the legendary Pete Carroll and new offensive coordinator Chip Kelly. Olson has previously served as the Raiders' offensive coordinator in two separate stints, 2013-2014 and 2018-2021, but this time he's taking on a new role, bringing his wealth of experience to the coaching staff. This return raises the big question, will the third time be the charm? Olson knows the Raiders' culture and has worked closely with quarterbacks at a high level. His arrival might be the missing piece to reignite an offense that struggled with consistency last season. One thing that makes this hiring even more intriguing is the connection between Olson and Pete Carroll. In 2023, Olson was the quarterback's coach for the Seattle Seahawks during Carroll's final season as head coach there. Now they reunite in Las Vegas, and this partnership could be crucial in revitalizing the Raiders' offense. Carroll's experience in the NFL combined with Olson's quarterback expertise makes for a promising duo. Together, they could bring stability and creativity to an offense that desperately needs more firepower to compete in the AFC. If there's any doubt about Olson's ability, just look at what he did with Geno Smith last season. Under his guidance in Seattle, Smith put up solid numbers, 3,624 passing yards, 323 completions, and 20 touchdowns. He finished the season with a respectable 92.1 passer rating. These stats prove that Olson knows how to maximize a quarterback's potential. If he could help Geno Smith elevate his game, imagine what he can do with the talent in Las Vegas. This is exactly the type of development the Raiders need to find long-term success at the QB position. Last season exposed multiple flaws in the Raiders' offense, and Olson's return could be the first step toward fixing them. His system knowledge and QB experience could be a game changer. With him working alongside Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly, we can expect major shifts in how this offense operates. The biggest challenge will be turning a talented yet inconsistent unit into a dangerous offensive force. Olson has already proven he can get the best out of his players. If everything clicks, the Raiders could finally develop a clear offensive identity. Alongside Olson, the Raiders made another big coaching move, hiring Chip Kelly as offensive coordinator. Coming straight from the college football world where he led Ohio State to a national championship, Kelly brings a history of innovation and aggressive offensive play calling. The Olson-Kelly duo has the potential to be explosive. While Kelly brings a modern, fast-paced style, Olson adds NFL experience and quarterback expertise. If these two can align their philosophies, the Raiders' offense could be one of the most exciting in the league next season. Since entering the NFL, Olson has played a major role in quarterback development. He started his journey as the 49ers quarterbacks coach in 2001 and has since worked with multiple teams, always leaving his mark. This experience could be crucial for the Raiders, who are still searching for a long-term solution at quarterback. Olson knows how to shape talent and might be the perfect mentor for whoever takes over the position. That leaves two possibilities: signing a veteran quarterback in free agency or drafting a young prospect in the 2025 NFL Draft. Regardless of the choice, Olson will play a crucial role in developing the Raiders' next QB leader. Many speculated about a possible reunion between Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson in Las Vegas. However, recent reports suggest that Wilson is leaning towards signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers, making that reunion unlikely. With Wilson seemingly off the table, the Raiders will have to explore other options. The quarterback market is heating up, and the franchise must make a strategic decision to secure a reliable leader under center. Mark Davis is making it clear that he wants the Raiders back on top. The hiring of Chip Kelly, who signed a lucrative $6 million per year contract along with Olson's return, sends a strong message that the owner is investing heavily in the coaching staff. Whether this approach will pay off remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: the Raiders are determined to build a strong and competitive foundation, both on and off the field. Investing in top-tier coaches reflects the franchise's commitment to creating a winning culture. By bringing in experienced and innovative minds, the Raiders are setting the stage for a new era. Now it's up to the players to embrace these changes and execute on the field. If everything goes according to plan, this could be one of the most exciting seasons in years. With Olson and Kelly at the helm, we can expect a faster, more creative, and unpredictable offense. The Raiders have plenty of talent, and with the right guidance, they could become a nightmare for opposing defenses. Success will depend on how quickly the players adapt to the new system and whether they choose the right quarterback to lead the team. If all the pieces fall into place, the Raiders could emerge as a real threat in the AFC. Now, I want to hear from you, Raider Nation. What do you think about Greg Olson's return and Chip Kelly's arrival? Do you believe this new coaching staff can take the Raiders back to the playoffs? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This is the perfect time to discuss the team's future. future and share your expectations for the upcoming season. The 2025 season is getting closer and the excitement is building. The coaching staff changes signal that the Raiders are serious about taking a new direction. With so many moves happening, it will be crucial to stay updated on every decision, especially when it comes to selecting the next franchise quarterback. If you want to stay on top of everything Raiders related, don't miss a single update. The next few weeks will be packed with news, and I'll be here bringing you all the latest developments. Will the Raiders offense finally come to life? Or is this just another crazy experiment doomed to fail? Chip Kelly is the new offensive coordinator, but does his philosophy still work in the NFL? And more importantly, how much of this decision was influenced by Tom Brady? Let's break it all down right now.
We always had a great relationship. We still do. And I know there was a lot of things later in my career that people would say, or to try to create division. I think there was always a great respect for each other. And I always saw him as someone that I was trying to please out there as my coach. And I wanted to be the best I could be for the team. And he was always trying to deliver for our team in the role that he was in. And were there times where we didn't see everything eye to eye? Yeah, but I mean, that's 20 years of a relationship. And I said this, I think in one of the documentaries, like, I'm not characterizing our relationship based on, a few moments that weren't perfect for either of us. I mean, we had as great of a relationship as you could have over a long period of time with tremendous amount of success. And there's no coach I would have rather played for than him. He taught me so much. And you're right. I think the role of that coach is very much like a parent. If you're not performing well and your grades are below standard, you got to tell your kids that. And if they are putting forth the effort, you got to tell them that too. And you got to teach them and you got to develop them and you got to be there. And there's a sophistication to being a parent, and a good parent at that, expecting that. A lot of these young kids today, they don't know what the right ways to do things are. And you know what? Sometimes to have a little bit of fear in people is a good thing. Yeah. People should have to wake up and go, oh God, I got to do a good job today or else. And I think that's very motivating. I think we're in a culture now where hopefully it can be a little more balanced, that, to be rewarded for bad behavior, to be rewarded for being selfish, to be rewarded for thinking about yourself as an individual in a team sport. Like, I loved playing against those guys. I never wanted to play with those guys. You work too hard for too long to think about yourself in situations in team sports. And I think the culture that I was a part of in New England embraced the team first attitude. And what are the rewards of that? Well, championships were won.
The Las Vegas Raiders just made a move that could change everything. Chip Kelly, one of the most innovative and controversial coaches of the last decade, is officially back in the NFL as the Raiders' offensive coordinator. But is this the right call? Or are we about to witness another offensive disaster? Despite Tom Brady being an undisputed NFL legend, his role behind the scenes with the Raiders is a potential scandal. How can a guy
he's not been here, he's got a big job,
at the same time,
but he has been a really exciting part of it. This is his opportunity to put his stamp on a franchise, and so we're excited to represent that. When Mark figured out how valuable it would be to put Tom Brady in this mix and bring that kind of football background and history, Mark made a great move.
I got a chance to be around, in my opinion, the greatest player ever, and it was a love of the game and a competitive desire that just didn't allow him to quit.
He's already directly
he was never out of a fight. He was willing to do things that the ordinary football player person wasn't willing to do. And we're gonna turn over every stone to find that leader for this team too.
It's our mission to build this football team up around the quarterback position. This isn't the only spot. We happen to have the greatest of all time to help us and to see clearly, and we're gonna lean on Tom as much as we possibly can for his insights, because nobody has the insights that he has. He's that unique.
And don't be surprised if a new rule is introduced soon to prevent this kind of situation.
Pretty amazing to see Tom Brady and Mark Davis at a Las Vegas Aces game as well. Just goes to show how much belief a guy like Tom Brady has.
That's coming off their fifth worst finish in franchise history. We still don't know who will be under center or who will be calling plays when the season kicks off in the building behind us in September. But after Pete Carroll and John Spytek were introduced as head coach and general manager today, there is a better sense of optimism there.
Absolutely, Nick. You and I were both there. Our photographer Robert was there. Our whole team was there to witness current and former stars in the building. You got Max Crosby there in the team meeting room. You had Marshawn Lynch yelling a big Raiders in the middle of the introductory press conference. And one guy who wasn't necessarily there, but his presence was very much felt, was 7-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady. I asked Coach Carroll about the impact that Brady had on him coming to Las Vegas. Here's what he and John Spytek had to say.
Used to say he won't use his role at Fox.
Coach Carroll, you've mentioned Tom Brady's name multiple times in this presser.
Have I done it too much?
No, not in my opinion, no. What was his involvement like in the hiring process for the both of you?
Other owners
He's been integrally involved, wherever I know that the process could allow him to be in. We haven't seen him, he's not been here, he's got a big job, but he has been a really exciting part of it. This is his opportunity to put his stamp on a franchise, and so we're excited to represent that. When Mark figured out how valuable it would be to put Tom Brady in this mix and bring that kind of football background and history, Mark made a great move.
I got a chance to be around, in my opinion, the greatest player ever, and it was a love of the game and a competitive desire that just didn't allow him to quit. He was never out of a fight. He was willing to do things that the ordinary football player person wasn't willing to do, and we're gonna turn over every stone to find that leader for this team too.
It's our mission to build this football team up around the quarterback position. This isn't the only spot. We happen to have the greatest of all time to help us and to see clearly, and we're gonna lean on Tom as much as we possibly can for his insights, because nobody has the insights that he has. He's that unique.
Use it to benefit the Raiders. Roger Goodell might say he's monitoring the situation.
Pretty amazing to see Tom Brady and Mark Davis at a Las Vegas Aces game as well. Just goes to show how much belief a guy like Tom Brady has in the sports capital of the world, Nick.
Yeah, it's crazy to imagine just how much Tom Brady's influence has changed this Raiders franchise since he became a part owner in the middle of last season.
But until the end of the day, Tom Brady's situation with the Raiders, biggest losers might be the rest of the league. Will the NFL step in and set new rules to prevent this kind of conflict in the future? Or will Brady continue playing both sides without consequences? One thing is certain, this story is far from over, and any move the GOAT makes behind the scenes could shake up the Raiders and the entire league. So what do you think about this controversy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do it now so you don't miss any Raiders updates. The next big story is coming and you won't want to miss it. See you in the next video.